Welcome to On Balance, finally a regular episode of the show. We are here live from our Decision Desk 24 studios here in Chicago, Illinois in Studio A. Look at how decked out this studio is. We are ready for the election, guys, and we are right here to give you all the updates and coverage that you need. I just took a nap. I'm refreshed. I'm ready to go for a long night of broadcasting here on NUSANation. Hello, everyone. I'm Michael Smith, and thank you for watching today's show. Americans are worried. People are scared. People want to know the integrity of the election will be secured. We have an idiotic president, George God sent. We had a guest on here. He said George God Poopy, and that's what he is, George God Poopy. He's a shame. I can't say the S word anymore. But, George God sent. He's a terrible president. I think he's a terrible man. Matter of fact, I think that, he's a 30-year-old loser who sits on the computer, does nothing with his life, and he wants us all to vote for him. What is the incentive to vote for him? He represents old, tired leadership in Washington that needs to be replaced. So it's a shame, really, really a shame. So listen, we're going to go ahead and give all the news for you that we need. So joining us tonight, we have a lot of great people joining us. Tonight we have Mason Rockefeller. He is the FEC Investigations Commissioner. I'm going to ask him about his thoughts on election security and all of that good jazz. Also, a NUSA great, Technozo, is going to be joining me here in studio very much later in the show to discuss the election and all that's going on. Also joining us not right now, but later in the show is Gak Soup, great friend of the broadcast. He's going to be joining us to discuss the election and all that's going on in our country as well. So let's go ahead and get to it. So joining us over the phone, FEC Elections Investigations, whatever. FEC Investigations Commissioner Mason Rockefeller joins me over the phone. He is in the car heading to an undisclosed location, but as Americans are worried about election security. So Mason, how's it going?
Doing great, Michael. It's a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. So we've seen the crime. We've seen what's going on in this country. We've seen the shootouts, all of the good jazz. I mean, it's been, quite frankly, utter chaos in Washington, D.C. this week. And people are worried. They want to know they can cast a vote and they don't have to worry about getting shot at. They don't have to worry about getting shot in the face. They don't have to worry about getting spawn killed. Our military, they're beefing up their presence tonight, according to our sources, and the police presence throughout the day has been, quite frankly, lackluster. So tell us about what you're doing at the FEC regarding election integrity.
Sure. So first of all, I want to give a huge shout out and commendation to my colleagues over at the development team. They've done a wonderful job with the crime update for our nation's capital that came out just a couple of weeks ago. It really has increased the average player count and turned around the typical role play that people are used to. But of course, with such a successful update, people have valid questions about whether or not they will be able to safely cast their ballot when they spawn in game in our nation's capital.
Very
and
valid concerns.
I just want to assure the public that although this successful update has increased the ability for crime and for criminals to enjoy their gameplay as much as more law-abiding citizens, the Federal Elections Commission has worked hand in hand with the development team to make sure that elections operations are not otherwise hindered, especially given the recent turmoil and conflict with Ridgeway. We wanted to make sure that we are taking proactive steps to make sure that there is an extended buffer and safe zone around voting booths so that people are able to safely cast their ballots without fear of being car bombed, of being shot up, or otherwise just being infringed upon when it comes to their civil rights for voting.
Okay, interesting. So will there be security? Will there be cops? Will there be officers at these polling places to secure the vote?
So the Federal Elections Commission does not ordain any sworn law enforcement presence. We are not a law enforcement body, and we do not want to give the indication or the implication of any kind of intimidation or a coercion of who to vote for, or by having a police presence so close to voting booths. However, given that there is such an uptick in crime and activity, it can be safely assumed, and we usually try and get the word out to participating municipal and federal agencies, that if they want to, increase their activity and their patrols in the area of voting booths, um, they're more than welcome to do so, and we would certainly appreciate it. And of course, we always encourage the general public and the voting public to report any issues of election interference or coercion, or especially any abuse of tools by law enforcement officials. We've gotten a few reports the last couple of weeks of individuals misusing their powers of arrest and putting comments in the arrest itself saying, you did
Well,
not vote for this candidate. So we want to
well,
make sure
you've
we're
been
being
seeing
proactive.
Ridgeway people. You've been seeing actual, infiltration in our own government. It's a shame. So, yeah, I definitely get what you're saying on that. So, what are you going to do about the massive botting? Because, I'm concerned, and I'm going to say this, with you on the phone and everybody watching at home. I truly believe that there will be massive amounts of voter fraud in this election. The president is going to try and bot it up. There are people that are higher than you that are going to try and make you think that it's not true. Those aren't alts, those aren't bots, but they are. This president has a history of rigging and stealing elections in this country. And I think as Americans, we have to be vigilant. We have to stay on our toes. We have to be careful not to let these communists, these morons, these demonic liberals rig our election. There are people in this country that don't want to see America succeed, like George Godson, like a lot of people in that cabinet, like our vice president. They are actively trying to rig the election. So I want to hear from you. What is the thought? What is the plan to protect our ballot from election interference and election, because Russia's going to get involved, China's going to get involved, everybody's going to get involved that hates us, and this president has already been proven to have ties with our enemies to rig elections.
Sure. So on that, first and foremost, I just want to remind the viewers that the political commentary here is separate from my presence on the show. I'm just here to answer objective questions about
We
the
understand, but
FEC and
election interference, what's the plan?
so with that, I am more than comfortable going on the record and saying that while this is an online platform, and obviously this is a role play group, and there is always the chance that there is someone who is more technologically savvy out there, the team that we have within the operations office, within the investigations office, and within the development team that helps us to produce the voting, the multi-ballot system, and the voting backend, they are incredibly smart, incredibly dedicated individuals. These people put in way too much time for what it really is an online game in order to make sure that the elections are as fair and transparent as possible. Now, that isn't to say that we have a 100% foolproof system, because that would be a lie. But we do have an extraordinarily thorough and comprehensive election security system. And now I would be willing to say, as the investigations commissioner, to my knowledge, we do not partake in any kind of IP logging or IP tracking, which would ultimately help us to determine.
We should be
whether or
tracking
not
everything. We should be tracking their IPs. We should be tracking their addresses. We should be tracking everything. We need to have everything on the record so that we can see if the Russians, if the Asians, if the Chong, if these people are stealing our vote.
I understand where you're coming from, but the group management and myself included disagree in tracking people's personally identifiable information to such a degree. However, that doesn't mean that there's any kind of there is not very much wiggle room, and I would wager to say there really isn't any wiggle room at all when it comes to trying to get past the scrutiny of our operations and filtering team. The methods and the systems that we employ, most of which will remain confidential, so in case there are any malicious actors who are listening in at this point trying to circumvent these measures, they are very thorough, they are very comprehensive. It is extraordinarily difficult for the average person or even the educated person to get an alternate or bot account past our system. You have to be extraordinarily savvy with technology, with coding, in order to beat our backend and convince it that you are a different user in entirety.
Interesting.
But obviously,
Interesting.
some of the more face value stuff that we have on the front end, we look at people's profiles, we look at their engagement in the Discord, their engagement in game, we look at purchase tracking, we look at are they buying stuff in game, are they
Mm.
acquiring, how much money are they making in game, are they all these types of things that give us an indication as to whether or not someone is actually involved within the group. Because the kind of what used to be the standard is people would look at, oh well, this is an old account, they have a certain amount of badges. Clearly, they can't be an alternate account, but group management moved away from that. The Federal Elections Commission moved away from that. And while we still use those as baseline metrics, we have more sophisticated technology available to us in order to give us, metrics of activity and involvement to determine whether or not an account is active or not in the group. And we can
Okay.
also see their peak
Hmm.
activity times. Like, do they really only seem to kick in during election cycles? Do they really only seem to kick in during certain individuals' election cycles? We have a lot of
I'm very surprised. I'm very interested in all these systems that you have. It seems like you have a lot of different high tech systems, and I'm this sounds good in theory, but I'm interested to see exactly how this is going to perform on election night. How is this going to perform when it comes to the actual voting? Is it going to be tough? Is it going to crash? Is it going to shut down? Is it going to not work as well as we thought it was going to work? Because there's some people that can outspark the system,
sure,
So I'm interested to see exactly how this works because people are wondering. People are scared. They see all this violence. They've heard, they've watched, they've seen this show, and they've heard T Soups say that this president has a history of election rigging, a history of election botting, because he does have a history of election botting, whether the FEC or anybody else wants to see it or not. He has rigged elections before, and we have to be vigilant. We have to be concerned, and we have to keep on our toes.
sure. And I can say, as far as the investigations office is concerned, we've tried as hard as we can to be transparent. And as you've seen, if you've been following the election updates channel in the NUSA Discord, my counterpart in the operations office, Astronomics, the operations commissioner, has been the first one to admit when their office got something wrong, or something falls short on our end when it comes to our systems and our multi-ballot integration. So at the very least, if something does go wrong, because at the end of the day, we are also human, we are also people who have lives outside of here. If something goes wrong, you can rest assured knowing that we will get to the bottom of it. We will not allow a technological error um, to hinder or otherwise negatively impact the integrity of our elections. And obviously, if something happens, we will be very quick to admit it and be transparent with the public so that you all know, hey, we are
Right.
aware of any issues, of any
Yeah.
flaws, and we are
Yeah.
working proactively to address them, to
Right.
not only address it for further elections, but to make sure that the current elections integrity and validity is not compromised in any way.
Right. Yeah. So I want to ask you if, let's just say, the American people, they're sick of it, they're fed up. T Soups loses. They, it was botted, it was rigged, whatever. Because I believe if she doesn't win, it was rigged. But, can we request a recount?
The American people are more than welcome to submit any kind of grievance that they have with the election, whether they thought a vote was disqualified unfairly, whatever it is. And while I am not privy to whether the operations office has a dedicated recount system, and I'm not saying that doesn't exist. That's outside of my purview with investigations. Um, but I do know that they take this extraordinarily seriously. And if there is a genuine concern of overwhelming botting or alternate accounts being present in the election, they will take any steps necessary to address them and to rectify them. Whether or not that includes a formal recount system, I couldn't tell you. But what I can tell you is that we will do whatever possible to make sure that the true winner of the election, whoever that is, and the FEC does not have a dog in that fight. We do not care who wins. I will put that on the record right now. We do
Yeah,
not
we'll
care.
see about that. Yeah, they say that every year, but somebody in there ends up rigging the election. So we'll see. I tell the viewers that, like I said, T Soups is going to win by a landslide. Everybody knows it. Everybody in this country knows it. The polls are in her favor. They're not overplaying what she's doing. This is going to be a revolution in this country like we've never seen it before, and it's going to be a revolution that is going to help the conservative movement, the America First movement, the movement to, get our country back on track. That's what we need in this country, is a movement to get our country back on track, get our Congress back working for the people again. So, one last question before we let you go and we go on a little quick break. Is there anything you want the American people to know about, how confident do you want them to feel in our election system, and what should they know before they go to the polls tomorrow morning?
If there is anything, if the rest of my spiel has fallen on deaf ears, and there's only one thing I want them to hear, it's that they should feel extraordinarily confident that their vote, if it is valid, will be counted for the candidate of their choosing. Our election system is safe, it is secure, and there are teams of dedicated people who will make sure that the outcome of this election is valid and it is transparent.
Okay. All right. Well, that sounds good enough, but will that happen on election day? I don't know. I really hope it does. And if there's valid election rigging, well, that sure won't be a good situation. All right, Mason, thanks for joining us here on the show. And we'll be right back with more On Balance here live from our brand new Decision Desk 2024 Studio A here in Chicago. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be right back.
We talking about cash backing. Not a game. Not a game.
We talking about cash back.
We talking about cash backing.
We're not talking about practice.
No. We talking about cash backing.
We talking about cash back.
We talking about cash back.
Not a game.
We've been talking about practice for too long.
Word.
No practice. We talking about cash backing.
We talking about cash back.
I mean, we not talking about a game.
Cash back like a pro with Chase Freedom Unlimited. How do you cash back? Chase, make more of what's yours.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to On Balance here live from Studio A in Chicago. I'm Michael R. Smith, joined by a great friend here, Gak Soup, of the show, discussing all of the latest news from our brand new Decision Desk 24 studios. First off, what do you think about the studio? I think it looks fantastic.
I think it looks great, Michael. I love it.
That's fantastic. Awesome. And guys, like I said, we've got the infamous Star Desk. And if you remember, the Reset Ukrainian battle, God knows how many years ago that was, and I was a squeaker back then, happened at this desk at Rockefeller Plaza in New York City. So this is a very historical desk to the community. So lots of people remember this desk. It was a long, long time ago. So thanks for joining me here on the show. So we just had the FEC director on the broadcast. And, Americans are scared. They're scared to vote, tomorrow. They're scared to, do anything, because I believe that, if T Soups does not win the election tomorrow, the election was rigged. And I think every American that gives a damn about this country needs to go to the Capitol and riot if she doesn't win. If the election has been proved to be false, I think people need to take arms. They need to go down to that FEC office, and they need to give them a piece of their minds. If T Soups and Cabot don't win, then it just shows the deep state is running rampant in this country. It shows that they don't want the truth to be released. It shows that this country is going straight to hell, and we've got to save it. The only person running in this race tonight, ladies and gentlemen, that actually wants to save this country is T Soups. God sent, God shit, doesn't give a damn about you, doesn't give a damn about this country. He is a 30-year-old man that's got 50 baby mamas, 50 I'm sure he's got baby daddies, I'm sure. But he's a terrible, disgusting, idiotic man. So, Gak, what do you think about the FEC director's remarks and the election integrity?
Well, Michael, I think right now violence is not the answer, especially
It is
if
the answer sometimes because if they don't do what we're supposed to be doing, we gave them a chance. We gave you a chance to be diplomatic and to be smart. Now we gotta scare you. Now we gotta act like Ridgeway and get up there and cut a fool. Maybe when we cut a fool and start killing people and start shooting them up, maybe you'll listen. Maybe then you'll listen to our concerns. But no, I think that is the answer sometimes. Absolutely.
well, I have to disagree with you respectfully because as a member of Congress and as a member of the United States Navy, I think we have to disagree on that
No, we
because
have
right
no.
now we are in a state of war, putting ourselves further into a state of war with ourselves. Storming the Capitol, it's not a good idea.
I think it.
If we put ourselves into a further predicament, it's not a good idea. We should respect the results of the election, whoever wins.
No, we shouldn't respect the results because you should know this that the president has obvious ties to Russia, to our enemies,
I
and
know.
he
I'm the
can
one who said
rig
that.
the race.
Can he rig the race? Yes.
He will rig the race.
I also know that the FEC has much better implementation on finding alt accounts. I also know that too.
Mm-hmm.
So, can the FEC identify those alts? I have good confidence in the FEC. Will the FEC be able to find all of them? Maybe not, but they will be able to find most of them.
Interesting.
Moderation may be able to not be able to find or determine who and what is an alt and what is determined as a voter that comes and goes and just leaves for another nation. But I will definitely have to disagree with you because I don't think that right now that this is a good idea to further plunge yourself into war.
No, we should
Because
revolt at the Capitol right behind me if this election is not the way it is. Listen. We have to stand up on America First principles in this country. Congress is not working for the people. People are sick and tired of the crap. They're sick and tired of the plutocrats. They're sick and tired of the weak pioneers. They want
me?
change. They want. I didn't say about anything about you. I said the weak pioneers. I said some people are weak and they don't stand up for America First principles. We have to put America first and we have to stop the steal. We are the only network on TV that is talking about stopping the steal because no one's paying attention to this. No one's paying attention to the election interference that's happening in this country. And people should be making a bigger deal about it than what they are. So it's a shame. So let's move on to the election. Let's talk about T-Soups and God shit. What do you think about T-Soups' chances to win the presidency, barring any rigging or botting or anything of that nature? You guys seem pretty confident in your results on Saturday night.
I still think she has a good chance.
Okay. And is the rioting situation in D.C. right now changing your campaign tactic?
We support the war. What else is there to say? I actively am being deployed all the time. When I'm not in this building, I'm at the war. I'm either defending the U.S. homeland, I'm defending Washington D.C., or I'm soon going to be deployed to Ridgeway.
Okay, so you're in the military right now.
I am in the United States Navy. Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you for your service. I sure hope you can beat those stupid Ridgeway people. So very interesting, guys. And I feel like every time I do these shows, like I'm just dead tired. Like my motivation has like hit the shitter. Like I am just slumped. I'm exhausted. Can't you tell my voice? I don't know. I am just exhausted. I don't know why. It's been a long day, guys. We've been on the air for a very long time. We've been giving you the news. It's crazy. So, final thought before we cut to commercial, so I can get a drink of water. What are your final thoughts about the election, and what do you expect?
I still think that the election will go in T's favor. However, should it not,
We should
that
riot.
is no. I still
Yes.
think we have to respect
Well,
the results of the elections.
if we do riot and we go to the DC offices, we're going to your office, and I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna get a militia together. We're gonna get
Is that a threat?
we're gonna get a militia together. If this doesn't not happen the way we need it to, and T Soups is gonna support this, by the way. She's gonna support this, and we're gonna
Are
get
you
together.
speaking on behalf of T Soups?
We're gonna get together, and we're going to fight to the death to save this country, because it's not enough to just go to the polls anymore, ladies and gentlemen. We tried this for years. We went to the polls. We were regular citizens. We did what we were supposed to do. The deep state didn't bother us. But now that the FEC is going to rig the election, I don't care what Mason just told you. They're in it for George. And so is the rest of the media. The media won't criticize him. The media won't tell you what we're telling you, and they won't call him out. The election will be rigged. And Gak, I'm just telling you, it's better to be with us than against us, because we're gonna start taking names of the weak pioneers and the people that won't stand up to put America first, and that won't stand up to do what they're supposed to be doing for the American people. Because people are sick of this. They're sick of this crap. They're sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick and tired of this. We've been doing this for too long. And we tried being peaceful. We tried not bringing our guns out. We tried not doing this, but it's about time that we rise up. And we cut the tall trees in this government, and we stop the bureaucracy, and we go to Washington, D.C., and we give them a piece of our brains, okay? Because the election is tomorrow, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick and tired of George. I'm sick and tired of these weak pioneers. I'm sick and tired of the plutocrats. I'm sick and tired of this president. I'm sick and tired of all of it, and I am ready to go to D.C., flood the polls, flood D.C., flood the rotunda, flood the House gallery, flood the Senate, and fight back. Power to the people. Power, power, power. I'm sick of it. And now he wants to walk off. He walked off because he got scared of what we were saying. No, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to fight back for this country because we give a damn, and these weak pioneers that don't care, they don't care about this country. They want to accept the results of the election. No, we're not going to accept the results of the election if we don't win, because every single poll is saying that it's going to be a flippin' landslide. And if we don't get a landslide, if we don't get a win, then it was rigged, and I'm not afraid to say it. Nobody, John of Doom, he's got some speak. I think he's autistic. I think he has some sort of he talks like his tongue is sticking out of his mouth. I don't know what is up with that dude. That dude is crazy. But we have to fight back. We can't let him do it. The media is in for George, and it's a shame. It's a shame. I want everybody to come together and fight back. Go to D.C. if this doesn't happen. I don't care what FBI, what judge is listening to us. We have to fight back. We have to fight back. We can't let them steal our country away. We can't let them steal our country away. We can't let them do it. Because if T-Soup doesn't win, we're not going to have a country left anymore. I'm telling you. You saw Gak Soup just walked off. This man is supposed to be representing you, and he can't even sit here and have the balls to say and agree with what I'm saying. This is a shame. This is a spineless man. No balls, no spine. The first step to save America is to grow a spine. Grow a spine and tell your neighbor what you actually think. That is how we're going to tell the truth in this nation and stop the wokeness and stop the bureaucracy going on in our government. We have gotten too weak, too woke, and too gay. Stop the madness. Stop this madness. The Secret Service can't stop us. The Capitol Police won't stop us. The FBI won't stop me. The CIA won't stop me. And we should defund the FBI. All of them. They all can't stop me. They won't stop us. They can't stop us now. So if we march on Washington, if we give these people a piece of our brain, then we must stand together. We are too weak, we are too woke, and we are too gay. If you don't like what I'm saying, if you don't like my curse words, if you don't like my rhetoric, then turn me off. But don't go run and be a pussy and go to, oh, he's talking, I don't like his language. I don't like his language. I don't like how he's talking to me. No, we have to stop this. I see it, ladies and gentlemen. I see it. I feel it. I feel it in my bones that there's gonna be election interference in this country. Damn it, somebody needs to tell this president. I don't even, I'm struggling to speak because I'm at a loss for words, and I'm just, we should stop. I feel the Lord, and I'm just gonna tell you this. So many people in this country have lost God. God has been wiped out of the public square. John of Doom, FT, and they don't believe in God. They believe in Satan. They believe in a woke, gay God. That's what they believe in. A woke, gay God. Gay God, gay God, gay God, gay God. That's what they believe in. Somebody who is fictitious, who has 50 pronouns, who has a pride flag in the background. That's what they believe in. A gay God. This is who they want in this country. Is a gay God that has indoctrinated your kids and that has told them that this is okay. It is a shame what is happening in this country, and we can't let them do this. God is going to be on the throne. He's going to rise up and he's going to wipe out these fake pioneers. He's going to wipe out these plutocrats that can't do anything for the people. They can't do it. These people are aliens. They eat babies. They eat babies and they go in there and it's a gay, they all are worshiping a gay God. Gay God, gay God, gay God, gay God. They go to a gay church. They are fake. They are fake. We can't let these people do this to our country. They are stealing our nation. They're stealing our country away. They are the cancer that won't go away. Our country has stage 4 breast cancer. Our country has stage 5 cancer. Ah! Jesus. It is a shame. It's a shame. And T Soups is standing with us tonight. She stands with everything we are saying. She believes that we are the marginalized community and we are being politically prosecuted by Godson, by his corrupt administration. T Soups is the only person that is standing up for the marginalized and the victimized communities in this country. We have been marginalized. We have been sidelined. We have been ignored for too long. And the beast is coming out. It's coming. The beast is coming out. And you have people in Congress that are scared. They are scared of our movement and they're scared of us. They're scared. And I'm getting word tonight that T Soups is going to call into the show and agree with everything I'm saying because she understands that America is going to hell. America is dying, ladies and gentlemen. Our economy is dead. The American dream is dead. Your parents are dead. Everybody is dead. The soul of this nation is dying. The media will not report and give you the opinion that we are giving you right now because they are lying to you. Everybody's lying. They're losers and a bunch of suckers. That's what they are. They're a bunch of suckers. They're a bunch of losers with no spine, no balls. It's a shame that a woman, a white woman with no balls, she's not even a man, has more balls than these people. It is a damn shame what's happening in this nation. And it's about time that somebody reports on it. It's a shame. It's a shame. And the Capitol Chief of Police has been indicted in a political attack by God sent him. It makes you just want to cry because our country was never this corrupt. We've never been like this. And just as George takes the helm and becomes king, guys, this isn't Britain. This is America. Oh, say, can you see? This is America. This is not Britain. And they want to inject you with vaccines that are fake. They want to send your kids to the public school indoctrination camp. They want to call you gay. They want to make you believe in this gay God. They want to indoctrinate you. They want to lie to you. They want to coerce you. They want to get you pumped up on this crap, on these drugs, all of it. All of it. And we have to fight to the death. They put in the chat, they won't get me. They won't get me. They won't get me. They're not going to get you. We stand with our friend Jack Fruitism that has been indicted by the corrupt White House. He's been attacked. He's been attacked. We cannot do this in this country. You have all of these people running around the house aren't doing anything for this country. They run on FTN and they go off and lie. Every time I see a representative on FTN, they're just lying to you. They sound gay. They have all this stuff. It's a shame. Now the mods are gonna try and take me down because I'm attacking gay too much. But I'm just telling you what's going on in this country. To recap, we're weak, woke, gay. Weak, woke, gay. WWG. WWG. So I want to add in T-Soups into this conversation because, she's been talking a lot and she's been standing up for the American people more than any other presidential candidate in American history. Let's see. She's about to call in, but we'll see when she hops in here. But we're the only network on TV that's actually reporting the news and actually doing it with integrity. We're doing it honestly, with the facts, with what you need. We're giving you all the facts that you need, that you ever need. So, golly, it's a Friday night. It's a Friday night. Some people are in the club, some people are in, they're at the bar. We don't do that here. We don't do that here. So we're waiting on T-Soups to call in. She's in our call, so maybe she'll pick up here in just a second. But like I said, our DOJ is corrupt. They're going to poison you. They're going to kill you. You know what? While we have T-Soups on the phone, let me see. Has she? I thought she was in here. Let me see. Let me ring her again. Let me see if she can get in here. I want to make sure we get the next president of the United States on the phone. Let me see. We're trying to ring her. You're in the group chat. She's in the group chat. She I bet I hate all these stupid group chats and WhatsApps and Instagrams and all these deep state machines that they're using to spy on you. They're spying on you while you piss, while you shit. They're spying on you while you do your business. All these cameras and spy machines. All these doohickeys spying on you. Spying on you. I always feel like somebody's watching me. You know that song from the 80s? I know. Did you know that Michael Jackson did backup on that song? It's crazy. It's crazy. So, let me see. T Soup, she's in the group chat. She's in the group chat. She's joining here. Let me see. She's joining.
I'm here.
Okay, here she is. So we were talking about on the stream just a few minutes ago how, as Americans, we have to rise up against the corrupt government. And you had Gak Soup in here, which I don't think he's a real patriot. He's not a real patriot anymore. He tore his ass with me. You know, he said, and I quote, "If the election is rigged or the election doesn't go our way, we shouldn't revolt. We shouldn't rise up. We shouldn't protest." That's what he said. He said we shouldn't protest. We shouldn't riot. We shouldn't go out in the streets and let them know how we feel. See, that doesn't sound like your campaign. We campaign on, campaigning for the voiceless, for the person that's been marginalized. And that's what we're doing here. So tell me, how do you feel about the election? Tell me, because you came on here and you said it, and I told the FEC to write this, the election will be rigged tomorrow. They're gonna bot it. They're gonna put bots in there. They're gonna have people from Pakistan. They're gonna have people from Chongqing, wherever. I don't know where they come from. Asia. They're gonna have people from Ooga Booga land come in here and rig our election. So, how do you feel? What are your thoughts about that?
I think you might be right here, and I'm a bit upset that FEC isn't in here anymore because I had something to share with you. I don't know if you wanted to be the first to see this.
Yes.
I'll go ahead and drop it here.
Yeah.
I've titled this document,
Oh, it's a
Georgia
document.
Godsend, Election Interference in Association with Cyber Criminals.
Wow.
truth.
Wow. Yeah. And see, he's a
Here we are.
liar. He's a liar. He's a manipulator. He's a sad man. Yeah. Let's go through this document. Let me see if I can pull it up on my
I'd love for you
laptop
to go
here.
through the document.
Wow. Yeah. So let's go ahead and share. Let me share my screen, everybody. So this is a new document showing all the election interference from God shit. Let me show you. You can see right there. So let's go ahead and go through the document. All right. So look at that. He partnered with an AUK, a Row Nation, blah, blah, blah. Look at all this. This is a list of all of George Godshit's AUK voters. This is a list of all his botted voters. Look at that. He is stealing the election from you, and you are too dumb to see it, America. Stop this. Stop this. So this is a list of all of his losers. So this is a list of all of his Russian voters. This is all his Russian voters that he wants to bring into this nation. That's why the FEC should be prosecuting the hell out of this president, and that's why he should be impeached. And that's why the FEC it did nothing on this show but lie. Mason might have told you what his boss told him to say, and what you want to hear at home. But we're gonna tell you the facts. John Abdul won't tell you the facts. FTN won't tell you the facts. NUSA News Network, the fake news. Chlamydia News Network will not tell you the facts. Okay? Look at all this. Look at all these fake votes.
Yeah, I'd like to go through all the exhibits with you here.
Please.
So Exhibit A is all the AUK voters that George asked Billy AC0 for. Who's Billy AC0? I'll let you in. He's a blacklisted individual, blacklisted from NUSA, from Ridgeway, from other communities for
Wow.
doxing and other cyber crimes.
Wow.
I think he's actually being investigated in real life right now.
Wow.
Then we've got Exhibit B, which is all of the NUSA and Russian citizens that George asked to vote and whether they passed FEC filtering or not.
Wow.
Then we've got Exhibit C, where after Billy was blacklisted, George still contacted him, and Billy said, hire this guy, that's 20 voters. And what did George do? He hired him.
Wow. Look at
That's
that.
not all they did together,
Oh,
though.
let's look at this. Exhibit D. Explain Exhibit D for our viewers. Look at that.
Exhibit D is George conversing with the same AC0 Billy, where George is now asking if it's okay to fire that guy now, or because he's bugging him to be rehired. We then continue with Exhibit E. Now this one is where I got upset about this one.
Oh boy, yeah. I get my blood starts to boil, T, about all of this because you know me, we go way back, and I don't like all this election interference. It's a damn shame what's happening in this country today. I don't understand. Our this is not the country of the '80s anymore. We used to be able to go outside, play out in the yard, and not get shot in the face. Now, look at this. We got presidents rigging elections.
May I interject?
No, you.
Well, that's too bad because I'm gonna interject. Anyway.
No, he's not. He's a fake pop. He's a fake pioneer. He's not real. Homelander is a fake American, and he's probably from Russia. Okay, Exhibit E, please.
Exhibit E. I'd love to go into that one. Pull that up here. Exhibit E is just recent. I believe this was maybe a day or two ago. George says she's trying hard with the FBI. I don't know if Mikey has the voters under control. I hope he does. Billy, the blacklisted individual, says, I don't know what to say. You messed up not listening.
Oh, wow.
Then
Oh, wow.
George turns around, goes back to the AC0 family, and says, I need to be
need your help.
110% on board. Your guys can help me. Mikey and Billy. George is working with Billy, a blacklisted cyber criminal, to bring in votes from other groups.
Now look at this. I want to look at Exhibit G. This is there are wild sex parties in D.C. There's gays everywhere. Look at this. I'm going to read this. Exhibit G. Toxic conversation between George and Billy concerning NUSA members. Billy says, Kins is a lesbian that got kicked out of her parents' house, and she had a drug addiction. A drug addiction. Holy, oh, wow. She is honestly a lost cause. T, give us some insight. Who is Kins?
The recently resigned SecDef. She was working under George. She hates George.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the same story from a lot of us here.
Wow.
You know?
It's a shame. Wow. I mean, look at this. This is just more proof. More proof of what I'm saying. Y'all are gonna believe me one day. You're gonna believe, Mr. Michael Smith, conspiracy theorist. Yeah, conspiracy theorist of the truth. Conspiracy theorist of the truth. So T, I'm not sure. Is there anything other than that? Oh no, was there more? Let me see.
There's one more exhibit.
Oh, there's one more. Yeah, to explain this promising Senate appointments in exchange for votes. Interesting.
This is just plain and simple. I don't know how this was denied from FEC, but Josh says, get this guy to vote. If you do, quote, one Senate seat will be open for a special someone.
Wow.
One Senate seat
Look at
will
that.
be open
Look at
for
that.
a special someone.
Look at
It
that.
doesn't get more black and white than this. Seriously.
Wow. I mean, how was he elected president? I think the election was rigged in the first place, and you know he's a toxic individual. He's toxic. He has no morals. He's a fucker. That's what he is. He's a fucker. He's an idiot. He is not a representation of who we are as America. And T, I told Gak this. He left our studio. He literally walked out of our studio. He left the call, and he just got intimidated like a little bitch. That's what happened to him. And you know, I told him, I said, if this election, this is black and white, T. This is black and white. Your campaign's in a good. It's so black and white. I am so dead serious. Out of role play. This is the most black and white election I have ever seen in my entire career. This man is a representation of what we don't want in this country. We don't want this toxicity for NUSA. We have moved on. We have gotten better. We have better group leadership. And we deserve a president that is better for this nation. This man is a 35-year-old Cheeto sucking, abusing loser that has no place in our government. He is a terrible human being. He should be impeached. He is a awful, awful human being. He is a Cheeto sucking loser. He is a moron. He is there are interdemonic forces working in this election. He is interdemonic forces. Some people are saying he's 35. Is he 34 or 35? Even worse. Listen, what is a 30-year-old kid or what is a 30-year-old person doing in this group? Why aren't you taking care of kids? Why aren't you on a job? Why aren't you building your 401k? Why aren't you building your savings plan, dude? What are you doing? I don't understand, T. And me and you both know that God is going to be on the throne no matter what happens. He's going to be on the throne. And I just want everybody that can hear the sound of my voice to just pray. Pray for our FEC officials. Pray for T-Soups. Pray for Alex. Yeah, thank you. Pray for Alex Cabot. Pray for the entire Soup family. Pray for this nation. Pray for everybody that can hear. I just want to put a hedge of protection of the Lord around everybody that can hear me. I don't care if you're an atheist or not. I don't care what you are. God is going to be on the throne. God is here. God is going to be in the midst of this election. Pray for America. And I just want to take this moment to have a prayer chain and just pray right now wherever you are. T-Soups, I just want to ask you, what is your relationship with Jesus Christ? What would you say? Is it a good relationship?
Say it's a mutual relationship, I'll be frank, I'm not the most Christian person out there, but I'm not a non-believer.
Yeah, and I just want to pray. I just want to pray for healing. I want to pray for deliverance because, there was a song I would listen to in my car before I got here. Where would I be without the Lord on my side? Where would I be without the Lord on my side? Because Jesus is here, and we're going to invade the Capitol. We're going to attack. We're gonna rise up in D.C. in the name of the Lord. God has called every single one of us to revolt if this election is rigged. And I truly believe in my heart of hearts that George God's shit is a fraud. There are cyber criminals in our group. Women are being doxxed. They're being leaked. They're being attacked. It's unfair. We have cyber criminals in our group, and it's unacceptable. It reminds me of a time in this country in NUSA where it was toxic.
Yep.
You remember, T, this country, I've never seen so much toxicity and hostility in the White House than I have right now. This president is so toxic. He is so hellish and devilish. If it is not clear to you already, the only choice tomorrow is to vote for T-Soups. The only choice tomorrow is to vote for T-Soups. I don't know why you would vote for the other guy, of course. So T, I asked you on here, of course, to amen what I'm saying and hear what I'm saying, but we want to talk about the news as well. You're in a good place in the campaign. You're in a good spot. Will you accept the election results if you lose?
I guess I'd have to. What am I gonna do at that point?
Well, will you request a recount from the FEC and make that a mandate and push for a free and fair election?
I will always push for a free and fair election. That's all I want here. I've been in this group for a while. I've seen some not great things happen, and I have hope that under this new group leadership, we can have a fair election. And
I hope so
that's all
too.
I can say.
I hope so too. And it's crazy. It's crazy what's happening. It's crazy what's happening. Um, man, I just, golly, I just don't know. I just don't know what's happening to our country. We're going straight to hell. We have the demonic, and see, this is what they want to do. We have gay frogs that are going to hop around the polling stations and zap. You vote for George. Zap. Let me give you some of that gay George magic. Zap, 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 zap. Gay, 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 zap, 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 zap. You're gonna have the militia riding by the polling stations and intimidating the voters. We have to make sure there's no election interference and intimidation tomorrow. Because they're going to be, come here, shoot, 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 shoot. If you don't vote for George, then I'm going to boom, ba-boom, 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 ba-boom. If I don't shoot you, and our group man doesn't care. Adam doesn't care. Teal doesn't care. Nobody cares that the election was rigged. They won't investigate it. They won't look into it. They don't care. Adam doesn't care about this. He doesn't care about any of this. The FEC doesn't care. He came on here and he said, I don't care who wins the election. You care. You care. Because you're going to rig it. You're going to rig it, and it's a shame. Every voter that votes for George God's shit is not an American. If you vote for George, you are un-American. You are a demon. You are a goon. George and his goons are going to be walking around here gooning for him. Gooning in D.C. Just straight gooning. Him and his goons are going to get in there and they're going to try and make you believe and they're going to make you vote for him. Don't let them do it. Don't let them do it. Mason Rockefeller isn't going to investigate anything. If it's rigged, if they somehow get over his systems, he's not going to care. He's not going to do anything for you. These people don't care about you. We do. That's why we're news for all America. But George and his goons, his goons are going to go out there and they're going to cause hell. So here's what I want you to do. I just want to recap what we've discussed tonight because it's been a wild night. And everybody that I said was going to be on tonight, I'm sorry, I'll have to have you on tomorrow. The election, I don't even know, guys. Tell me what you think about the election in the chat. DM me even. What do you think about the election? Just tell me. I want to read some DMs. What do you think about the election?
Look at Nusa General.
We all
just got muted for saying disqualify George.
That's right. Yeah, I see. They said DQ George, and they muted and silenced people. This is Adam Stratton is a commie. He is a communist. He loves socialism. He loves Stalin. He loves China. Somebody needs to ask Adam Stratton, is he a communist? He has Jake Tapper as his profile picture, so he must be a communist, and he's a liberal. He's a libtard. He's a commie, and he has no place in our government. Stop these communists. Stop them now. Stop them from getting in our government. Whew, I need some Diet Coke. Man, I need a swig. I love Chick-fil-A, guys, and then I think Chick-fil-A has the best Diet Coke. I'm just taking a swig. Man. Man. T Soups, just talk to me about, why do you want George to be disqualified? Just tell us that.
It's not that I want him. Yes, I do want him to be disqualified,
That's right.
actually. But it's for what he's done. Like, how is this not black and white, cut and dry? Like, oh my gosh.
I know.
I sent all this, by the way, GIF refresh to FEC, just so you guys are aware. That has been sent in, and we'll see what happens. I
Yeah.
think the people have spoken. We know what needs to happen. I take one look at that document. It's over. He's already gotten a warning. Like week 1 into his campaign, he already got a warning.
Man.
You can't get another. You're disqualified after that.
Yeah.
And I think I got him on about like 5 different things in one document. So
Yeah. I mean, and see, T Soups, you went on FTN one night and you talked to John of shit, and John of damn, whatever you want to call him, I don't know. He's this. He feels like he's the journalism expert. He knows more than all of us. He's some expert. He's no expert. John of shit. STN, STD, 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 STN, STN, STD, STD, STD. That's what his network is. STN, sexually transmitted nuisance.
oh my gosh.
Golly, that's what he is. Him and his own network. Oh, he's disgusting. NUSANation is the only people that's speaking the truth. And I think, T, you should kick Gak out of your family and disown him because he doesn't truly support your campaign. He doesn't truly support you because he said you should just shut up and accept the election results. That's what he said. What do you think about somebody in your own family saying that about you?
I mean, I'm not over here trying to incite violence or say that. Like,
No, but you agree that we should go to DC and give them a piece of our minds if this election ain't right. That's what I think. But Technozo is on the phone with us as well, and he is here. Technozo, I just want to get your quick thoughts about this. What do you think about the rigged election? The new document of the George God shit. Tell us what you think.
Good evening, Michael. Pleasure to be here.
Yes.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you for the opportunity and privilege to be on your show. Really appreciate it. So, there's a lot to uncover. Let me just start from the top. So, Mason's a nice guy. He's the FEC commissioner. I mean, look, the people who work for the FEC, they are generally pretty professional. They act like civil servants and they have established processes. So I'm not really worried about there being a rigged election.
No. The election will be rigged. The election will be rigged if no, the election will be. I don't care. I don't want to hear anything else from anybody. But the election will be rigged if Sisu doesn't win. Everybody, that's what it is, and that's exactly what it is. And NUSANation is the only people in this whole country telling you the truth. You've got this rainbow network, FTN, lying to you. FTN, the rainbow, LGDXYZ. I'm not right in the head network telling you these lies. But Tech knows no, the election will be rigged. They're going to try it.
Like to finish the question.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to finish the question.
Please, finish, yeah.
Yeah, so look, we live in the United States of America. We worship God. Unlike T Soups, who I believe she has people in her network that worship Scientologists.
Okay, you're gone. Well, all right. Baseless claims.
Let me just finish the point though, right? We're one nation under God, not under Scientologists. The election will be fine. And as far as this
No, the
document that's
election
being
will not be fine,
wait,
Technozo, and
I'm
no
trying to
one
finish.
worships Scientologists.
I'm trying to finish the question. And yes, it has been established already that
No, no,
it has been
no.
established. But wait, let me just finish though.
Finish. Yo.
Yeah, so let me just finish. So this document that's being shared, the problem that I have with a lot of posts I see on Facebook is a lot of people complain, but they complain anonymously. I have no idea who the author of this document is.
Me.
They
It was
they
me.
look, I listen, I never checked that, okay? Quran clearly states that before you share information, you should check it up before you pass it on to the next person.
The who?
So
The
I have no
Quran?
I have
The
yeah,
videos
are
of
you
all
are
of
you
these.
are you a Muslim?
yes, I am a Muslim.
Wow, boy, that's really interesting. So
But we
you're
worship, but we have the same God, as you. So,
well,
and we also recognize Jesus as a prophet.
interesting. I didn't know that about Muslims. Well, see, guys, you think you hate Muslims, but you don't. You actually like it because a lot of them have the same thoughts about life as the Christians. A lot of them are like us in a lot of ways. But that's good. That's very interesting. Interesting. That's the first time I've talked to
Yeah,
a Muslim in a long time. But go ahead. I
I'm
still wouldn't
glad.
let you
Yeah,
fly my plane. But yes,
so look, it says clear, it says to fact check this stuff. So I don't know who made this document and put it together. There's a lot of screenshot. Listen, you can keep saying that you made it. I have to fact check it independently myself. And listen, um, I believe that's T Soups on the call. You haven't had
Yes,
any
it
major
is.
news organizations fact check your work, and yet you're sending it out to everybody. But
If
yet, when I
anybody
say,
wants to see the videos, I have them.
wait, hold
yeah.
on, wait, let me just finish.
Put the
Let me
document
just
on the
finish.
screen. Put the document on the screen. Yeah,
You keep
let's put the document on the screen.
keep,
Um,
keep, keep interrupting me.
a lot of these Muslims.
You
No. Listen,
when
did you see whose name is on? Is in this? Look, what I'm telling you is, you're not gonna come on this stream and spread misinformation to the
I'm not
American public. Yes, you are.
I'm not
You're
spreading
spreading
misinformation.
misinformation.
I'm
These
not
are.
spreading
Okay, let me put you on
misinformation.
mute for a second. Here are the facts that you need to know. Number one, the election will be rigged. Number two, the election will be rigged. And number three, the FEC does not care that the election is rigged. Okay? These are your three facts, and this is the law. Okay? There will be election interference and election machines not working and all this stuff happening on election day. Okay? So I don't care what anybody says. It's a shame. And John of Doom won't talk about all these doxers and these female abusers and these all these cybercrime people on his show. He won't talk about them. And he has all these people on there ganging up on NUSANation and ganging up on the real news because they don't like what I'm saying. They don't like how I'm talking. It's a shame. The ballot's gonna get rigged. And I want to talk to somebody from the development department and have them convince me that the election won't be rigged. They're going to have to try. But I think the election is going to be rigged, and it's going to be rigged real bad. Real bad, it's going to be rigged. It's a shame. Real bad. So, guys, patriots, I just want everybody, put mobilize in the chat if you're willing to mobilize the day after the election if T-Soup does not win. Mobilize, 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 mobilize the people. All right, so before we go to commercial break, T, do you have any final thoughts?
I want to say, he said T. Now you might be Technozo, but you ain't T Soup, okay?
Well, he's on mute, so
Now,
he can't hear what he's saying. And, but like I said, let's just get some final thoughts from you, please.
all I want to say is, so they can't hear Technozo?
No, but I love Technoza. I think he's a great person. but I think
He
his
ain't bad.
policy. Tech knows
He's
he's a
caught
nice
up in
guy.
something though.
He's in something, but Tech knows is a nice guy. Look, the bottom line
Yeah.
is that uh, uh, you know, the election is going to be rigged. We're going to have problems. The frogs are gay. There's a gay god. And, he went to, look, Technozo went to go listen to Doom live. Of course,
just saw that.
the lying news agency, T. That's where they all go. So, final thought from you before we bring in our good friend, Anthony the King, 9291.
Well, that's really what I was gonna say. Get this
Yes.
guy in here. He's got something to
Yes.
say.
Yes, he does.
But my
Let's
final
bring him
thoughts
in.
are, y'all need to speak up. I've put together this document. I've done my part here, and it's now on the people to speak up and tell them what you think. This isn't right. This is not how we run elections. If I were to do this, I would be disqualified.
Yeah.
What is stopping
Yep.
any person now from harboring blacklisted individuals in this community? Nothing. What precedent are we setting if we let this continue?
Hi,
That's
Michael.
right.
Hi, Michael.
That's right.
Hi,
We're gonna bring you after the break. Thank you so much. Now, I want everybody before we go to break to spam DQ George in the NUSANation chat. If you can hear the sound of my voice, go ahead and spam DQ George. DQ George. DQ George. DQ George. DQ George. DQ George. There is fraud. There is fraud. There is fraud. There's a ton of election fraud, and there's a lot of stuff going on that the media won't support it. I am happy to join FTN from this studio and call in and let them know how we feel about the fake news media, because the fake news media needs to be called out and they need to be destroyed. They should be obliterated. So when we come back, we're gonna have Anthony the King on here. And we're going to wrap us up. So don't go anywhere. NUSANation will be right back. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for being such a great, loyal fan base to the network. So we'll be right back.
Tacos.
Can Billy come out to play?
Yes!
The 2024 Tacoma. Toyota. Let's go places.
Yep. Hey everybody, welcome back to On Balance here live from Chicago. I'm Michael Larson for this extended 2-hour edition of the show. Okay, so joining me right now is Jordy Jackfruitism, our chief White House correspondent, and he was victimized. He was victimized and raped by this George God shit system. This government is raping people. They are in the sense of justice. It's not fair. It's persecution. It's political persecution, and it's a shame. All right? So look, join me now, Jordy. Like I said, thanks for coming on. Tell us about what's going on.
Not a problem. So recently, I was indicted by the United States Department of Justice, the same agency that I am the chief of the staff of.
It's a shame.
As many people,
It's a shame.
yes, it truly is. As many people know, I am also the chief of the United States Capitol Police. I have dedicated my time to the department for the last 6 months. This is just a pathetic indoctrination of this country and its justice system. It is also a clear political persecution and attack on my name and my character.
Absolutely.
What the events that occurred were a political arrest occurred. There was an MPD and FBI feud. An MPD officer was in the vicinity of gunshots, and the first instinct of an FBI agent under the United States federal government, the same government that we are so disappointed in.
They're not doing anything for the people.
Not doing anything for the people whatsoever.
No.
Their first instinct was not to arrest a civilian or a criminal or anyone else in sight. The first thing that they could do is arrest the somewhat stable government of the municipality's employee MPD police officer. They detained them wrongfully, and they allowed the actual shooters to get away, which is a clear crime. And they were arrested for abuse of tools for their false detainment. If that constitutes a felony, then I guess I am a fucking felon because I will not stand by and let something like that happen. This is a clear indoctrination of our country, and it is a terrible political persecution of myself and everyone else who stands for justice in this country. And if you don't mind, Michael, I know we have to fit Anthony in here, but there is a United States representative.
He dropped out.
Okay.
Yeah. So I love your profile picture on Discord. You can't see it, everybody watching. So is that was from I forgot. She worked at Fox News for a while, and she was on the Fox News Specialist. But anyways, back when that was a show. All right. So Swaggy, I swag and I serve. No. All right. Talk to us. What's going on? Swaggy. Hello.
So,
Swag and I
I just want
serve.
to say a few comments. Well, thank you for having me here, first of all. And I just want to say a few comments because I know you've been talking about this gag soup person, right? So,
yes.
you know, from the very beginning, I was able to tell that he was not a true pioneer. He would be what we would call a fake pioneer.
A fake pioneer.
No.
No, I call him
A pino.
I call him pussy
pioneer and
pioneers.
name only.
I call
A
him
pino.
No. I call them pussy pioneers. That's what I call them. But they have no spine. PP. The PP.
I like pino.
The pino, PP, whatever. I love it. But please go ahead, please.
I agree with you, Michael. You know what? We have this group chat with all of the house pioneers, and let me just read you a few words so you understand. Give me 1 second.
All right. I gotta pull up the receipts. See, on NUSANation, we always pull up the receipts. On FTN, it's just John talking about autism for 30 minutes. Did anyone else feel like they just lose brain cells every time he talks?
We were talking
crazy.
about, the Tea Soups campaign, and then
Yes.
Homelander, aka Gag Soup, starts saying, "So you gathered us here for something, or just for ease of access? That's all we are, right? Easy to access." And he's talking to Tea Soups, and I'm like, "Why are you always so hostile?" And then he said, "I've heard this before from a lot of prior presidential candidates," and he's replying to a Tea Soups message saying, "Well, we have to talk to one another." And he says, "I'm afraid that this campaign is going down the route of every presidential campaign, thus, listen to the people, then you want votes, then you ignore them." Remember, he's talking about the Tea Soups campaign. So I just want to say a few words about, can we really trust someone that goes against his own caucus, his own political party? In public, he's all for Tea Soups, but then when we're in the house group chat or when we're behind the scenes, he goes and talks smack against his own presidential candidate. I just do not think this is what the Pioneer Party needs. We need people that are going to the party, people that are going to vote along party lines, and people that are going to support our presidential candidate.
Yep. And it's a shame. It's a shame what's going on in this country right now. I just. Where my country gone? Where my country gone? Where my country gone? I just want to say, where my country gone? Where my country gone? Where my country gone? Where has my country gone? Somebody tell me in the chat where my country gone.
This gag soup person, this representative, he says that he's all for the war. He says that he's a patriot. He says that he's willing to fight.
Shame.
But only a few days ago was he saying that he was not going to support this war and that he was going to vote against it. So I just do not think that someone that goes back on their own words is someone that we can trust.
Where my country gone?
Someone that changes their opinion like that, I don't think we can trust them.
Nope. I'm sure the other media is in there lying right now. It's a shame, but that's crazy. Wow. Okay. Well, thanks for telling us that, Jack. What's your thoughts on this?
On the I'm
What-
sorry.
what-
I'm
On what he just said.
well. Clearly, Gaksoup is a fake pioneer representative and does not have the interests of this country at heart, as was said. As we can see in general chat, there has been some concerning allegations brought up against other presidential candidates. This is a terrible instance of election interference, if that's what they would like to call it. But we cannot expect much less in this country in this day and age. We have the Department of Justice trying to indoctrinize our people. And I mean, if you look at the country's justice system under this current entourage of corruption, the public find out about your indictment before you do. And under the United States Constitution, you are required. And actually, I will bring up the receipts. The United States Constitution Amendment. This is going to be, you're protected with this. This Amendment number 6, United States Constitution Amendment number 6. You are protected and you are required to be informed by the Department of Justice if you are being indicted and for what purposes. You enjoy that right as an American citizen. Instead, the Department of Justice ignores that and they blast your indictment to the public and officially file charges against you before you are even able to hear about that themselves. I'm sure people like Pioneer, Fake Pioneer, Pino, Gaksoup have no issue with this. And we also have representatives like T-Soups, Not Swag. They are actually fighting the good fight in Congress. You can see that I've done perfect work, and I don't want to make this about me or anything, but you know, the Capitol Police is in such great shape. We had numbers of over 10 people with 4 to 5 hours of notice of a congressional session yesterday, and we just practically fired more than half of the department, yet we can still pull numbers of 10 people at a time. So, I mean, that shows you how our country is going, and it shows you the pile of shit that it's in right now, thanks to this terrible, terrible representation.
Wow, boy, our
Jack, I
country's.
just want to say we need more people like you in the
Yes,
caucus.
yes, we do.
We need
We
more
need-
people like you in Congress.
Yes, we need more people like both of you and that are calling out the BS and that are trying to, put this America, get America back on track. People like they make fun of me like, oh, why is he silent all the time? Why does he take all these pauses? Because I'm getting all this
Just in
information.
hot off
and
the
I
press.
bit-
Excuse me, Michael.
Oh,
I'm so very
That's all
sorry,
good.
but this
Yeah,
is
yes.
coming from the White House. The Attorney General has instructed the FBI to halt the appointment of new agents in training, so essentially stopping the FBI recruitment and all other appointments of people, according to sources. So we are now hearing from reliable and credible sources.
We need to defund the FBI. I'm sick of the FBI. I'm sick of the CIA. I'm sick of them all. All of them
Well,
are.
if that's your opinion, then this is
doing bad.
good news for you. The
This
FBI
is
has
good
officially
news.
halted. They have halted recruitment for new agents in training.
This is great news. This is awesome news. Amazing. Amazing.
This is
yes.
right from our source.
Amazing
Right from our
news.
source.
I
There
love
are
it.
also reports potentially stating that the Attorney General of the United States might be resigning, and at any time now. This is from officials familiar with the situation and high-ranking officials and senior officials with the Department of Justice. This is all hot off the press. Very new news. We will keep you posted, but it does appear that the FBI has halted recruitment per the order of the United States Attorney General, and senior officials at the Department of Justice are saying that the Attorney General's resignation can be expected at any moment.
All right. Well, interesting stories we have here tonight. I mean, we're over time by like 30 minutes, but just want to get that piece in there. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for watching tonight here on NUSANation. No, we have to go ahead and cut our broadcast off because, like I said, we're going to be giving you some more coverage tomorrow. And like I said, we're going to be back in this same studio tomorrow for coverage pretty much all afternoon for our Decision Desk 2024 coverage here at NUSANation. Thank you for watching tonight. I'm Mike Larsmith reporting from Studio A here in Chicago. Have a great night. Stay safe. Don't let the Democrats bite. And Trump 2024. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Great night.